Hello everyone, welcome to Brick or Block. Today I've got an obscure LEGO Star Wars set that I think probably not many of you have seen, so let's take a closer look at it. This is LEGO set 7915 Imperial V-Wing. It was released in 2011 for $19.99, which adjusted for inflation is about $29. The set came with 2 minifigures and totaled to just 139 pieces. But first, let's take a look at those minifigures. First up, we have the Imperial V-Wing pilot, who is exclusive to this set. As you can see, mine is a little bit scuffed up because I've had this since it came out, but this really is just a blacked out V-Wing pilot minifigure. And I feel like that always works out in LEGO's favor, like it did with the Shadow ARF Trooper. There is back printing, but I believe all of the printing is the same as the V-Wing pilot figures from this era. He has the Imperial logo on the helmet instead of the Republic one, and comes with a normal blaster piece. Next up, we have R2-Q2, who is also exclusive to this set. I know there are people that like collecting all the astromech droids. Personally, I'm not one of them, but it's always cool to get like a random astromech droid or protocol droid in a set. And obviously, this is one of those cases. I think the monochromatic look fits. There are very few splashes of color, and I think the printing is all the same as pretty much every other astromech droid, but I do like this figure a lot as well. Here we have the V-Wing itself, and the first thing I want to note is everything you see that might look like a print is actually a sticker. My application of these may not have been the best back in 2011, but there's obviously one up here, 2 on each side of this, and 3 of these Imperial stickers, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 on the other side. I think this ship has a pretty nice look, but it really doesn't have many functions. Of course, you can open the cockpit and put the pilot inside the seat, but there are no controls for him or anything for him to really interact with. Another odd element is that there's no integration for R2-Q2 to actually sit inside here, so LEGO just tells you to put his head on there. It would have been nice to see an actual slot for the whole minifigure to go there. Around the back we have some engines that do look nice and add a pop of color to the back, and on the bottom there's this clear 2x2 brick that allows the ship to stand up. Of course, the main function is for the wings to come up like this, and what's nice is that they do it in unison. Again, you can see it's the same from the other side, or if you prefer, you can activate it with this gear. With the wings in this position, I think the ship does really have a cool look. Again, it's really just a blacked out V-Wing, but when is it not cool for LEGO to do a blacked out version of a Star Wars ship? My one complaint about the wings is that I wish they were on ratcheted hinges rather than these, as it can be difficult to line them all up with each other. And if you push these top ones a little bit too far, they'll start to hit the main body of the ship. If you're looking to get this set, that would be a simple modification. LEGO used to pull quite a bit from Star Wars Legends, and part of me does miss that era, but I think it's clear that this was one of their weaker attempts at that. The minifigures you get here are pretty nice and really obscure, but I think this V-Wing is lacking in features that it probably should have. Unless you're looking for something really obscure and different to add to your collection, I would say you can probably skip this one. However, despite it containing 2 exclusive minifigures, this set is not really that expensive to get used or even expensive to get new. Sealed in box, it'll run you around $50, which I think is way too much for this set. But if you want to part it out on Bricklink, it's not going to run you an arm and a leg. So if you're looking for something really obscure and different to add to your Star Wars collection, I would say this is an option. Anyway, that's the review. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more throwback reviews like this. If you love this era of LEGO like I do, definitely stay tuned.